My father left a list of house rules taped inside the pantry door. There are 11, and growing up I only ever knew about 6. I found the full list the day after we buried him. I was clearing the pantry, and when I peeled the yellowed paper off the door, the bottom half had been folded under and retaped so many times the crease had gone soft as cloth. The 6 I grew up with were printed at the top in my father's block capitals. Porch light stays on all night. 2. Never open the door after 8 p.m. Basement stays locked. 4. Don't tell anyone your middle name. 5. If a car idles out front, come inside. 6. We have always lived in this house. That last one was the strange one. I asked him about it once, when I was maybe 10. Dad, we lived in the apartment before this. I remember the blue door. He didn't look up from the stove. Good boy. You dropped things with my father. He wasn't cruel, just certain, in a way that made questions feel like a draft under a door. I unfolded the bottom half. 5 more rules. Same hand, but smaller, pressed harder into the paper. 7. If the phone rings twice and stops, don't pick up when it rings again. 8. If a woman asks if you're Daniel, you're not Daniel. 9. Do not let her in, even if I tell you to. 10. The key to the lockbox is taped under the water heater. 11. She is not your mother. I read it 4 times. My name is Daniel. I sat on the pantry floor with the paper in my hands and my heart going like a fist on a door. I'd spent 31 years thinking my mother died before I could remember her. He said it once, flatly, and I never asked again, because you didn't. The lockbox was in the basement behind the water heater, the brass key furred with dust under the drip pan. Inside, a stack of court papers, a restraining order dated the year I turned 2, and a photograph of a woman holding a baby. On the back, in my father's hand, not safe. Took Emily. Never again. Emily. I had a sister. I never knew I had a sister. The papers said what the rules couldn't. My mother had taken my older sister across state lines during the custody fight, and my sister had died in her care. The report used the word unsupervised. It used the word drowning. My father got sole custody of me and ran. New town. New rule 6. The phone rang while I was still on the floor. Twice. Then it stopped. I was up so fast the lockbox spilled. The old landline on the wall, the one he never let me disconnect. 10 seconds of silence. Then it rang again. I did not pick up. It rang 11 times and quit. I went upstairs on legs that weren't mine and stood at the front window with the curtain pinched between 2 fingers. A car idled at the curb. It hadn't been there when I came in. The driver's door opened. A woman got out. 60s thin gray coat, moving slow the way people move when they've planned something for years. She came up the walk and knocked. 3 soft knocks and spoke through the door like she already knew me. Daniel? Danny, honey, it's me. It's your mom. I didn't answer. I know he's gone. I saw the obituary. He kept you from me. He told you terrible things. You have the wrong house, I said. There's no Daniel here. A pause. Then the sugar went out of her voice. Open the door, Daniel. Rule 9. Do not let her in, even if I tell you to. I'm calling the police, I said. You do that and they take everything. This is my husband's house. I have rights to it. I have rights to you. I already had my phone up, not to dial. I'd found one more thing folded under the photograph, and I read it to the dispatcher through the door glass so she'd hear every word of it. There's an active warrant, I said loud. Out of state, custodial interference, and a death investigation reopened in 2019. The subject is on my porch right now. Gray coat, blue sedan, plate, and I read the plate off her car. Her face went white behind the glass. She backed off the step. She never made the sedan. The cruiser that turned onto our street had its lights off, coasting like it had been waiting one street over the whole time, because it had. My father filed that reopened report himself 8 months ago when he first got sick. The last rule he ever wrote wasn't taped to the pantry door. It was the note the officer handed me after they folded her into the back seat. Same block capitals, dated, signed, addressed to the responding unit. If you're reading this, she came. Thank you for finally coming too.